Okay, so picture this. You're teeing off at Pebble Beach. You can feel that ocean breeze, the history. But what if?
Yeah.
What if you were playing a version of the course that's lost to time, like a hidden gem? That's what we're diving deep into today. The legacy of golf course architect Chandler Egan. And we're going to try to answer a question. Would restoring his original vision for Pebble Beach actually make this iconic course even better? We've got articles, historical accounts, even some architectural plans to help us. A real treasure trove of information. So get ready to uncover some forgotten hole locations, explore how design evolution has impacted the course, and see if Pebble Beach has the potential to be even greater.
Yeah, it's not just about like moving a bunker here or changing a green there. Egan's vision was revolutionary. I mean, he had a unique way of using the natural landscape, especially the ocean, to create this strategic depth that was way ahead of its time.
Okay, so before we go full back to the future on Pebble Beach, let's start with the basics. Who was Chandler Egan?
This guy was like a force of nature in early 20th century golf, multiple U.S. amateur titles, Western amateur champion, Pacific Northwest amateur champion, a true legend on the course. But he wasn't just a player, he was a visionary architect.
He's kind of a lost figure in the world of golf course architecture, though. Why is that?
It is a bit of a mystery. I mean, his impact on Pebble Beach is undeniable. In 1929, he took on this huge renovation of Pebble Beach and basically turned it upside down. Lengthened holes, redesigned greens, brought the ocean more into play. He injected this level of strategy that really helped make Pebble Beach what it is today.
So how drastic were these changes? Was it a complete reimagining of the course?
Absolutely. It was a complete overhaul. He redesigned 16 greens and lengthened 11 holes. And you know what's fascinating? The impact of his work is still visible today, especially on the ninth hole. You can actually see the outline of Egan's original fairway hugging those dramatic cliffs.
Wow. It's like a hidden message from the past.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what else is hiding beneath the surface of Pebble Beach, right?
Right. And here's where it gets really interesting. There's this growing argument that Egan's full vision for Pebble Beach never really materialized. Some people think that restoring some of the holes to his original designs could make the course even more compelling, especially for championship play. Take the seventh hole, for example.
The seventh. Okay, what's special about it?
Well, Egan's original design for the seventh featured multiple hole locations, which, if you think about it, could drastically change the way the hole is played. Imagine a U.S. Open where the pin placements on the seventh are constantly shifting, creating like a whole new level of strategic complexity. It'd be a real test, even for the best players in the world.
That's a game changer. Talk about a mental challenge.
Yeah.
You'd have to completely adapt your entire approach shot depending on the day. That level of strategic thinking could really elevate the level of play.
Exactly. And you know what? We actually have a real-life example of a successful Egan restoration at Pebble Beach.
Oh, yeah. Which hole?
The 17th, that long par 3 along the ocean. It originally had this unique hourglass-shaped green.
Wait, I thought the green on 17 was already pretty challenging. What happened to the original design?
Over the years, it shrunk, lost some of its original character. But recent restoration efforts have brought back Egan's vision, expanded the green, and restored that hourglass shape.
So they actually went back and recreated Egan's work. It makes you wonder, could restoring other holes to Egan's original designs have the same impact?
Now, that's the million-dollar question.
It's kind of like we're talking about two different courses. The Pebble Beach we know and love today, and this, like, hypothetical Egan's Pebble Beach, existing only in old photos and the memories of people who played it way back when.
I like that. Two different courses. Makes you wonder, which Pebble Beach would be more fun to actually play?
Right. Imagine teeing off on the ninth, knowing Egan's original fairway, the one right up against those cliffs, is like just yards away, buried under the surface. Would knowing that change how you play the hole? I know it would for me.
It's like this hidden layer of the course is like whispering to you, play me this way. That's what's so cool about understanding a course's evolution. You see all the choices made over time, and how those choices have shaped the course we play today. It really makes you appreciate the game on a whole new level.
Speaking of choices,
Yeah.
you mentioned architect's intent before. What does that actually mean when we're talking about golf course design?
Well, think of it like this. When we're trying to restore a golf course, we're really trying to get back to that original vision of the architect, trying to understand not just what they did, but why they did it. What were they trying to do with their design?
So it's more than just like copying features. It's about understanding the whole philosophy behind the design, the strategy.
Exactly. It's about respecting the architect's artistry, preserving the soul of the course. And with Pebble Beach, that means understanding those famously small, challenging greens. They're like A signature element of Egan's vision. No matter what other changes happen, those greens are at the heart of what makes Pebble Beach unique.
So even if a full restoration isn't realistic, there's still value in understanding Egan's design philosophy, right?
Yeah.
And using it kind of like a guide for any changes to the course in the future.
Absolutely. It's a balancing act, finding that sweet spot between preserving history and making sure the course is still, relevant and enjoyable for golfers today. You want a course that honors the past but doesn't feel like a museum.
It's fascinating how much history is built into Pebble Beach. You'd think, of course, this famous wouldn't have any more secrets. But this whole conversation has really opened my eyes to a side of Pebble Beach I had no idea existed.
That's the beauty of golf course architecture. It's a living art form, a conversation between the past, present, and future.
Okay, so we've talked about Chandler Egan's impact, the possibility of restoring some or even all of his designs, and why it's important to respect that architect's intent. But what does all this mean for our listener? Why should they care about the design history of a course they might never get to play?
Well, I think it goes beyond just Pebble Beach. Understanding the design philosophy of any golf course can really add to your experience playing it. It's like discovering all the layers of meaning in a great painting.
That's a great analogy. Just like a painting. A golf course can make you feel things, tell a story, and really challenge you to think differently.
Exactly. So, next time you're on a tee box, take a minute to think about the person who designed the course. Who were they? What were they trying to achieve? What challenges were they trying to create?
Don't be afraid to do a little digging. Talk
Yeah.
to the club pro, look online. You never know what you might find.
You might even end up loving golf course architecture. It's such a fascinating world full of these talented people who spend their lives creating these outdoor masterpieces.
Maybe this deep dive will inspire our listener to explore some of Chandler Egan's other work. He designed courses all over the country, each one with its own personality and challenges.
That's a great idea. It's like a treasure hunt, finding these hidden gems from a forgotten master.
All right, here's a thought experiment for you, listener. Knowing what you know now about Egan's vision, imagine playing both versions of Pebble Beach, the modern course and a fully restored Egan design. Which one would you like more, and why? Let that question kind of simmer in your mind as you head out for your next round. And hey, if you're ever lucky enough to play Pebble Beach yourself, take a second to think about Chandler Egan and how his vision, even if it's hidden, still shapes this incredible course.
Yeah. It's amazing how you can still see his influence today.
This has been a really interesting deep dive. I don't know about you, but I feel like I have a whole new appreciation for Pebble Beach, golf course design, and, this kind of mysterious figure, Chandler Egan.
Yeah, me too. It really shows that there's always something new to learn, even about the most famous places.
Absolutely. We hope you enjoyed learning about all this as much as we did. And who knows, maybe this will inspire you to do your own deep dive into the world of golf course architecture. I mean, there's so many stories out there just waiting to be discovered.
That's right. Until next time. Happy golfing.